In an age when legends took form in the heart of stone and ambitions reached the heights of Mount Olympus, a fresh chapter unfolds within the ancient realm of Greece. Greetings, noble protagonist, as you step into a domain where your very hands shape both destiny and marble under the watchful gaze of divine deities. Prepare to embark on an unparalleled odyssey, for you are the chosen one, the master of fate, and the conductor of empires. Behold, the realm that builders of Greece beckons forth. The moment has come to mould the destiny of Greece. Will you lay the groundwork for an imperishable empire, or will you crumble beneath the burden of forgotten aspirations? This is Builders of Greece.
The island is already visible on the horizon. Unfortunately, we lost many people and a significant part of our resources to the storm. I'm afraid we'll have to struggle for survival on this land before we can begin our main task. After all, we set out to turn this place into the cradle of our culture, crowned by a theater so magnificent it would astound even Olympus. I'll assist you in this endeavor as much as I can, but you must roll up your sleeves and get to work. We dismantled the damaged ships and managed to in the archives. You can seek guidance.
Right, you can go away. Hello, my friends. Here we go. Builders of Greece. Now, it's a very, very beautiful game. This is the prologue that's out on the 18th of September. So far, feels pretty damn good, not going to lie. It can be a little bit janky, but that's okay. We're going to build enough of an area to make housing here. So we're going to do the pretty similar. I've noticed it fairly similar to like Anno and the likes of that. I don't need any of your hints right now. We just want to put some housing down. So I'm going to build a little bit of an estate just this way, and I'm going to block it in a way that I'm leaving a little gap just in case I want to decorate. You know, you never know. And let's do by 6s here. So I don't want to use too much of the resources, but we'll just start with that. So at the moment we've got 16 people in the population. So you've got your balance up here. Taxes, building upkeep, army upkeep, food and stuff. Look at this. You can actually track resources, which I think is awesome. I'm going to put the clay and the ceramics on here because that is something we'll be doing pretty early on. And we're going to start by getting... I know it's asking for fisherman hut and a hunting lodge or hunting lodge, but I'm actually going to go ahead and do the usual in these types of games where you need some wood. So I'm going to go ahead and put a logging camp in there, and I'm going to put a second one right there as well because we're going to need it. And I'm also going to go ahead and put the stone in. So stone, you can see on the map you have these nodes and those ones are clay right there. Now, if you click on it, it does bring up the stone icons there as well. So we will be getting 100%, and it's close enough to this that we won't need to build a warehouse. That was my plan, at least anyway. Because when I had a quick run through, I had to build warehouses. Now, for the wood, we will treat it like this. So I'll do similar to how you would with Anno. Now, we don't have access to the warehouses yet. You have the service building, so eventually we will. And we're going to now follow along and actually do what it's asking us to do. So we're going to get our fisher's hut in. And there's a road going all the way up.
Have to make sure
there we go. Yeah, be quiet then. We're fine. Be quiet. All right, we now have access to the warehouses. So I'm going to go ahead and stick one straight here for both of these wood thingies here. And then we're going to go into our housing and we're going to get more cottages. So Thetis cottages here. And we're going to go boom. There doesn't seem to be a desirability debuff for these guys, so I will put these in. You do get immigration and births, similar to most builders here, so you'll be very familiar with that type of thing. If I hover over here, like we got 16 adults, 5 children. No sick, no homeless. We've got plenty of houses. You need houses in order to be able to actually get more population in a bit better as well. And the theatre is here, so this is going to be... That requires stone, so we'll get a bit of stone, and then we'll pop this theatre right here, I think. You see it has this range for housing. So actually, we'd be better off putting it over here, so we can build housing going further up. And there we go, we have enough to build this theatre, so I'm going to place it right here. You see all the houses are green, so we've got this big white area that you can see where that kind of covers as desirability kind of boost, happiness boost. And then you go in and it wants us to build. So we need another 5 stone, and then we can hit build on this. And there we have it. There's the 5 stone, and we're going to click build on that one. So 180 seconds, and this beautiful thing will be built. You can listen to him if you decide to play it yourself. I'm going to bin him off, and we move on to the next stage of the game. So it's going to get us some clay pit and ceramic workshop. So these are these items that I pinned up here. If you just hover over, you get this little track area. I really like that in games, that you can track the resources you want to track as well. As you can see, it is heavily influenced, similar to how Anno works. So you got Thetes as are the first ones, and then there's obviously 2 different tiers here. Now, we're obviously going to need more food, and I think we're going to, before we do anything else, I'm going to make sure we've got a warehouse for this fishery here. So I'm going to speed it up, and we're going to get hopefully some more stone, and then after I've built this warehouse, we're going to build even more stone pits, because that's what slows you right down here. Now, as you can see, we do actually have 2 homeless people. We'll need to also work on some housing. There we go, there's the warehouse we can place down there. The workers will go straight into that. So rather than having to run all the way from the fisherman's hut to here, this is like your big central thing. They can actually just go to the warehouse, similar to how Anno works as well. So you'll have, when you go to place a building, I'll just show you. You have this little line that sticks out from it, so to indicate that it's within good range. I really like that as a feature, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, next we're going to work on clay, and I know on the map here, clay is actually over the best one I've noticed for being close enough. That one's in the water, is going to be this one here, so it's just here. So we're going to start by doing that. So when you click it in, you can see these big clay things pop up. I also like that. There's one down here too, which actually is probably closer, so we'll go with this one here. This is also going to require a warehouse, but before we do that, I'm going to get a nice big road going all the way up. That gives us a nice little build area here. The game runs really well, by the way. I'm running it on max settings with a 3070 Ti. I have capped the frames. So as well as the clay pits, we're also going to increase the stone and housing, like we said. So at the moment, we've got 2 homeless. We've got lots of people that are going to be able to work, though. But yeah, we're going to get a warehouse in place for this one. And then when we've got some workers, they will firstly assign themselves to this. So it seems to be, at the moment, it just kind of goes up as you build. There's no real rhyme or reason because you don't unlock it yet. There is a full technology pane, but there's no way you can kind of do this just yet. But we want 10% quarry efficiency, so you have this technology tree here. And it looks like this does increase, as you can see. So let's get rid of this guy. And let's start the efficient stone extraction here. So that will automatically start to research. And then you've got nice efficient woodcut. I really like the look of this skill tree so far. So hopefully that would grow eventually. But yeah, it's very cool. We're going to go for the stone because that is a little bit slower. I know we've only got 1. Clay doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. So we're going to go into that. And then we're going to work on some more housing when we can. So we are going to build the housing around this bit. Okay, so we're hit by something here. Wrath of Poseidon. These are randomly generated, because last game I didn't get one of these so early. The Oracle claims that the turbulent sea is a sign of Poseidon's wrath. Venturing out to sea may not be the best idea at the moment. On the other hand, we need a steady supply of fresh fish to ensure food for our people. Okay, so we will manage without fish for a while, or let them sail. We're going to have to risk it, because that is our only food source at the moment. And I'm going to go ahead and get down houses when we can. And next up will be the ceramic workshop as well, which costs 2 stone. We only have 1. We will also get that in. So maintenance cost is 4 coin. We have plus 11 at the moment. This is really cool. So every time you hover over a building, you see exactly what you need and the costs based on what you already have as well. So population also. So we are actually going to start the production over here, close enough to this to do this. So we're going to get rid of this guy because we don't need you right now. Archives, no problem. So it wants us to move into population of 50 and then grapevine plantations. So we need to pick a spot for where we can farm. I think over here would be a good spot. So first things first, you'll need a Noria to water the ground. So you see how you have this blue marker here. This will kind of indicate where you can put your farm. Now that does cost us the pottery. So until this has come, we can't do that. So clay needs to go in here. We actually need population to go in there as well. I think in this, there's no way of officially assigning people to the building in this version. So that is something that we'll need to obviously change. You can set the minimum, maximum employees in each one. So to be fair, what we could do is actually go down to 1 employee in there. So we'll get a second person into the ceramic workshop and we'll start to get that one going. So if I go general here, you can see how long it takes. Very similar to, I love how it has taken inspiration from the Anno type games. Because they're great games, to be honest. If you haven't seen it, by the way, I do have an Anno playthrough, full vanilla, that I did recently on the channel as well. So I highly recommend checking that out if you do like that game. And there we go. We have our first pottery that is then going to be moved to this, and we should be able to go ahead and get our first grapevine plantation in. There we go. We see it just come in. And with the plantation, you see this indication of where it can plant. So we are actually going to use up this area here. So we're not going to be the most efficient, but I think we could go one grapevine plantation there. We're going to get rid of that. It does tell you how to do it. And what they'll do is, I believe you can fence it off. So you got to put the fields in as well, so like this. There is a building cost and maintenance cost. You don't have to fill it all out. But we're going to just start by putting in some plantations, just so we have it. But before we can actually do anything, we are going to need them to be watered. So actually, I'm going to have it so the water fits over all of these where we've just hit. And then we'll build around that. So you don't need maximum efficiency, but we're going to put the Noria right there. I believe that's what it's called, Noria. And that basically is responsible for irrigating the fields in sun-scorched areas, which is this. So that requires... Let me have a look, actually. Don't think it requires population to run, which is cool. So yeah, we just need people to kind of populate this one. And then we need another... So it's asking for one more field. So we're going to keep it in mind where we've irrigated, and we're going to build around that. So we'll just pop one there. And one more. We'll put it like that, so we're covering. I'm kind of leaving that bit separate at the moment, but we'll do that. We're almost at the 50 population as well, so that's good. And that should then get us in employment, so we can have people here. The more people that come in, the more taxes we have. So the main form of income is tax related. There we go. So we'll fill out that last block. You can zoom in and out, by the way. I'll just show you. It is pretty beautiful as you zoom into some of the town. I quite like it. I'm not gonna lie. It's you know me. If you've watched any of my stuff before, I build in games for beauty. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying that. But we have started now to produce some wine. So, well, grapes. Sorry, to be able to build the winery. But we can't build the winery until we hit that 50 population. So we're gonna let the time play and get to that. Alright, treasure discovery. One of our construction sites, cries of joy echoed as the workers unearthed a valuable treasure, most likely remnants of the ancient inhabitants of these lands. We can either transfer it to the treasury or show our generosity by distributing the precious items to the citizens. That gives us 300, and the happiness of citizens will increase. So they're not very... When they're happy, their work efficiency is better, but at the moment we're going to take the dollar here. And there we go. We have officially hit our 50 population, so we need 220 silver to be able to build this next one, and then we'll be able to get the winery. So I am going to keep this relatively close to this one so we can make use of this warehouse, and also it kind of makes sense to have the production chain near the winery here. But before we go any further, I've noticed that I have severe issues with food here, so we are actually going to grab a hunter's lodge, and I believe the hunter's lodge, yes, it uses the woods area, so we can make use of the... I don't want to go into this tree stuff too much. We can make use of this area here. Get a little road in. I think it reaches anyway. It kind of attaches to that, just to make it look a little bit better. So we've got a hunter shack in there, so once we've got employees going, I'm actually going to reduce this one down. What that'll do is put the employee in there, and then I'm going to bring this back up to 4, so next employees will go to that one. Then we can start getting fish and meat, and I do believe the variety here is what makes them happy, right? And then you can increase taxes. So if you click on... Let me just check this here. If I do that, is that for all of them? It is. So if we want to make them happier, we can also change taxes around here. But if we get the meat in and the wine, that is the next thing you can do to make them happy in the cottages. Alright, we officially have the coins to build the winery. There we go. So we should get some population in. I know you adore me. Thank you, everyone. So archives. Technology tree now. We're going to go back into that one. So research technology, maritime trade, build a harbour and acquire some tools. Okay, so we're going to go into the technology panel here. And I think it's this maritime trade here. So it wants us to grab that 350 silver. You crazy, man. We have accumulated enough silver here to get going on this maritime trade, so we'll select that one. We're actually fully at max capacity for the wood as well, so the basic warehouses, even no matter if you have more, they can only hold 70 in total. So we've turned one of them off. Population's now at 63, so there's been a bit of a birth thing. I've turned the taxes back down, and they're getting pretty satisfied, so we just need more wine and things like that. As you can see, I've pinned a few resources at the top, so I've put in grapes, wine and tools, because we're going to be acquiring some tools from the harbour when we can. Alright, we've been hit with some refugees here. Refugees from distant lands have arrived. So if we take them in, population increase, stability slightly decreases, and satisfaction slightly decreases. I'm going to accept them. There was a lot. So we're going to need to build some houses. Was not quite expecting that many. I'm going to build over here when we can. So just a cost of coins, unfortunately. How much does one cost? 60 coins. Holy crap. Alright, we have the opportunity to place down a harbour now, and we are going to put that right next to our fisher huts for now. And we're going to begin some trading.
Trade
so if we go in here...
way to get rid of excess.
Yep, I know. Thank you. So what we can do is you basically... Let's close that one. We go into here and we can select certain things. So we can sell above a value. So if we go... This is where we can start getting money in without worry here. So for now then, I'll just show you sell above. There we go. It has to be on this, so it needs to say sell above there, and that'll make us 188 there. We got that one wrong. So the wrong way around. There we go. So we'll always have just 40 in stock. Hopefully we'll sell those guys in, because we seem to be capping out on those anyway. We'll leave the rest of them on trade though. As you can see, this quarry is in fact out of resource now as well, so we will be binning that one off. And what we need to do is look in getting more, because if we start selling it all, we're no good, right? So you'll see those different stone nodes knocking about anyway. Hoping there was one close enough. That one's still running, so we'll have to move over here. So we're in range of that one. We'll need a bit of a road. Hopefully they can go to the... I don't know if the marketplace counts, actually. It doesn't, so we're going to need a warehouse to be able to accommodate that one. Going to cut into our housing area a little bit, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll do that anyway, just for the sake of this. And now what we need to do is acquire 20 tools. That's the task, isn't it? So we're going to say buy up to 20 tools. There we go. We're minus 40 though. Holy crap.
That would draw other people to this island.
Okay.
Yet here we are, ships laden with goods keep docking at our...
Yes, they do. We are good, aren't we? So obviously, 620 coins is to begin stage 2 of the theatre right here. So just so you can kind of see what the technology is all about and the types of things you can unlock, I'm just going to show you here. Obviously, stone roads, speeds up logistics. You've got Era Square, so happiness, that's wrestling. Different units, so there is a soldier feature within this. I haven't actually gone that far to look into it. Develop the technology of improved resource storages, so deeper storages, wood. You've got efficient food gathering, so 10%. You've got better range on the irrigation. You've got crops, so 10% efficiency on grapevine and olive plantations, and efficient clay digging. I'm sure there's more down here. I haven't got far enough into those to kind of see what that is, but we're actually just waiting for 620 silver to upgrade this theatre. And here we go, let's get that one built. So when this theatre gets maxed out, it's going to look super cool, man. Build a barracks and an archery range. Okay, this is where we can get into this. So one barracks, 190 coins, archery range, 190. So anyone that knows me, and any like Total War games or Builder games, I absolutely love archers. I don't know what it is, I just love them, right? Same one, Wrath of Poseidon. We're going to let them sail because we need the fish anyway. We'll risk it for the Chocky Biscuit here. A rough sea during a storm creates dangerous conditions for sailors, which can threaten their lives. Very cool. So we need to pick a nice little spot for where our soldiers are going to go, right? I think for the time being, I don't want to... Maybe over here. Let's see if we can squeeze them. Although housing around here would be a better idea, but I want to get an archery range. Where do we want to put our soldiers? I think for the sake of this, just to have a little look, we're going to go in here. So we're going to get archery range there.
His blessing.
What you can do is you basically build the units in here, look. So we're going to grab a skirmisher in, and we're going to go sling. It's a little bit like Total War, right? So let's get rid of that archives a second. So we're actually going to prepare for the defense of the polis. Okay, we're going to grab a couple of slingers in. We haven't actually got the silver, but do I want normal soldiers? I don't know. We will try and get another one in. Enemy raid. Danger looms on the horizon. The fishermen have spotted an enemy ship approaching our island. Okay, so we need to prep for the enemy ship here. So I will be grabbing in slingers where possible, and we're going to come out of that one. Close that. Where is this ship? There we go. And we are hopefully going to be able to grab... What can we grab in? So we're going to grab infantry. Silos. A Silos is a basic melee combat unit. So we'll grab 2 of those. They're pretty cheap, actually. We'll grab a few of those. And then we'll back them up. So there's that hypaspist that we saw in there. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of those wrong. Please do correct me on the pronunciation.
Don't even think about negotiations.
These people are not eager. Okay. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. They're coming from over here, look. Okay, so what have they got here? So we're going to need to grab all our soldiers. Oh, I found it. You've got to click their little flags here. I think you can just click on the actual top of it, and that's how you kind of guide them. So we've got them coming over here. So what we want to do, I'm hoping I can shift click. I can't. So you've got to kind of fix them one at a time and bring them over. I'm going to flag them over here, and we're going to hopefully go into battle. I don't know how good my units are going to be here, but there we have them. Going to battle right there. The scroll speed is super fast. Alright, the time has come. So, disaster at sea. A terrible accident has occurred. Fishing boat sank. Okay, it is what it is. I'm ready for the fight here, guys. Come on. Now, this is the moment of truth. How the animations are going to look, I don't know, but let's see. What is going on? Right, I need you to kind of attack. Can they attack this? They've just ran straight through. I'm not sure. Oh, they do start fighting. Okay. I can't recruit whilst they're in battle either. I guess you can grab more units here. No. So all we've got are these guys. Their health's not looking good. How are we doing, guys? Are we winning? Oh, God. Have we lost? I can't seem to build another unit either. Oh, God. That's them. So I'm officially not allowed to make any more units. I don't know whether that's a bug or what the story is, but it is what it is, right? So they're going to go and take some items here, and there's nothing I can do about it. They absolutely annihilated my my units. Yeah, they're plundering my marketplace here. Come on, why can't I do anything? Alright, well, we'll just kind of see what the consequences are.
The invaders turned out to be trained warriors.
Here we go.
Our people
I guess you were meant to lose,
them.
Maybe.
Fortunately, the enemies were only interested in our resources. They robbed us and left.
Okay, they robbed us and left, so a bit of a stability loss there.
So
yeah, we might not be so lucky.
We can't simply compete. Ares.
Alright, research technology, Ares Square. That's this one here. That's 500 coins. Now, I don't know what's happened. I think our population has dipped massively since then as well. We did have someone die at sea, which is a problem. I'm going to go ahead and turn the tools thing down now because we don't actually need them at the moment and we don't want to waste that gold. Alright, look at our gold. We officially have unlocked this Ares Square and I've got a nice little spot for it here. Look at this. This is like a happiness booster for the housing. So I kind of made sure we've got enough room for it, so we're going to place it right there. Look at that.
And the people
just going to slow it down. Check this out. A little wrestling pit. Super cool. Can you be quiet? We'll deal with you. Complete the construction of the theatre. No problem. Now, the construction of the theatre here is just tools and 1,250 gold. We'll have the stone. We'll have everything in anyway, so that's fine. As you can see, we've kind of been decorating as well. So there is a little decoration tab. I've put in a couple of little flower beds. So obviously, as you unlock stuff, they don't have a maintenance cost, which is nice. So you could actually make this look pretty damn cool. If I wanted to surround the marketplace with some beautiful decorations, it is more than possible. So there's a lot of variety to it. Look at this bull statue. I think I might just get one in for the sake of getting one in. Boom! Look at that. Very cool. And a fountain. We can have a bull statue next to the fountain here. Nah, that looks a bit weird, but that's fine. And then we do something like this. Now, I'm not sure how well that would look. I think, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But they're the kind of decorations you can do. I'm sure you can play around and make it look pretty damn cool here. And here we go. We're going to hit build on this, and the final stage of the theatre is going to go ahead. If you officially click into the theatre, you can see the little marker going up here as well as they build out that theatre. So this is the final. I did set a research off for efficient food gathering as well. So population is 111. We're flying. So we've kind of set trade to cap and sell certain things to get money in. So once you unlock this trade, the harbour, it really does speed up and you can start selling and min-maxing your items. So there we go. But that is the end of this one, guys. So I'm going to tell this guy to just be quiet. And I'm going to say thank you so much, guys, for joining me. If you have enjoyed the game, the link to it is down in the description. So please do check that out yourself. And thank you for the developers for sending me a key as well. I do appreciate it. But yeah, if you are new, please do consider subbing. If you haven't already, please do smash that thumbs up for me as well. There it is, the beautiful theatre in all its glory. Looks very, very nice. What can you do here? Alright, so it looks like it gives some kind of entertainment. We have employees that are kind of stocking it with wine, but there you go, guys. Check out the rest of the channel as well, All Things Builder.